couple of days ago, Wendigoon lost access to his account. There was a crypto scam posted on his account. This is essentially the origination. An account by the name of Haley Yee, I assume, coordinated this and said, alert, Wendicoin. It appears that this was an axiom. Somebody created a token on a completely different platform specifically to milk this account breach. And then we had this video by Wendigoon where he posted this.
Here's a video of me, my face. Here's the details on the paper. Backwards. Favorite face.
Now, a lot of people at the time believed that this was AI. And the reason why, partially, is due to the fact that his wife posted this and said Wendigoon was compromised, this video was AI. It turns out that that video was, in fact, not AI. I mean, the AI hacker wasn't AI. That's what people thought.
Hello everyone, it's me, no longer a scammer, I think, probably. So to give you all a explanation as to what happened, first step to get out of the way, I'm stupid, I'm a very dumb and silly man, and that's what caused this to happen. So I was recording.
So to give you a little bit of an introduction to this, essentially he fell for a scam. He himself fell for like one of the oldest tricks in the book. And then he goes on to explain sort of why he fell for it.
A YouTube video. Also, by the way, all of this is mentioned by Pyrocynical. He made a video about this over on his Pyro Live, and I gave him some info about what happens. If you want a longer version, head to that video. Thanks, Pyro, for all the help with getting my account back. It means a lot. Also, thank you to Hunter and my wife for telling people that I, in fact, did not decide to tank my entire career for a crypto pump and dump. That is really cool of you guys. Appreciate it. So I was recording a video. I had family in for the weekend for Memorial Day and was trying to get some footage recorded to send to the editor while also with them. So I was stressed. And as I was trying to get work done, I got a phone call from the same number like 3 times in a row. And it was a scammer, but the scammer identified themselves as being a part of X's support and safety team. And I was like, X what? And they laughed and were like, oh, Twitter, you know, we're rebranding. And they said there had been suspicious activity on my account. Now, I know you're like, how was I stupid enough to fall for this? Look, for one, I was stupid, not to obfuscate that, but also, I have got cold called by some people who work with YouTube before about some issues regarding YouTube. I have got a bunch of emails randomly about Twitter, like stuff going on with like my account and things. And at the same time this was happening, if you'll remember, I'd been tweeting about a guy who was stealing Brandon Buckingham's videos.
To give you a little bit of insight on this, if you don't remember, Brandon Buckingham uploaded a video that he made with an individual known as Squeeze Benz. Now, Squeeze Benz is notorious for being one of those cut-up drivers. And if you don't know what cutting up is, it's basically like going in between cars as fast as you can down the highway. Right? Swimming through traffic, essentially. One of these clip accounts essentially took one of Brandon Buckingham's videos, clipped it, didn't give any credit. Brandon Buckingham comments underneath, essentially saying that, yo, this is my video, come check me out. And then the clip account that clipped him hit as a reply. And then Wendigoon started backing up Brandon Buckingham. What's going on here is he's probably thinking that he's dealing with like a DMCA request or a DMCA issue.
And putting watermarks on it. And I was in the middle of 2 copyright strikes over that. So when the call initially happened, I was like, is this about the copyright thing? And they're like, no, this is related to something else, acting as if they were familiar with that. So I know I'm dumb, but I feel like I have a little leeway with that. At least that's what I'm going to tell myself. So anyway, they're like, we're sending over an email right now to open up a case file with this because someone's been trying to get into your account. And I was like, okay, how do I know you're not a scammer? And the person on the other end laughed and said, well, it's good that you're aware of internet safety, but we send an email to verify. You can check it out. And the email to verify was twitter.com. And it was like support-twitter.com or whatever. And I looked up online, and that was the email Twitter would use back when it was Twitter. But now that it's X, everything is like support-X or whatever. But I saw things online saying these emails are legitimate, and I'm sure they were 2 years ago back when the site was Twitter. So I'm like, oh, maybe I'm actually talking.
Yeah, so it was like a multitude of things. They called to call him. They got his number somehow. Then they send him an email, complete phishing scam.
To someone. And like, gosh, I'm so stupid. I was on the phone for like 20 minutes. He kept going back and forth between talking to...
But it was a phishing scam of the higher complexity, and you'll see what I mean.
His manager, and then talking to me. And he had all of this, like, I mean, the script. He had the script worked out about like, well, we can't really talk to you about, you know, what we're doing until we verify that it's you. And then they asked for verification because their system wasn't working or something. And the verification was I had to write down my name, the date, and then a security code on a piece of paper. You can probably see where this is going. And to the camera with my face. Now, back when I did the verification to get my blue check mark on Twitter, you had to send in a picture of yourself standing there. And there's been other things I've done where it's like, oh, you have to send a picture with like something written on a piece of paper to like get your account back. So again, I'm fully convinced this guy is with Twitter or X or whatever. And he's like, yeah, just write this down on paper, hold it up to get your account back. So I take that video, not being too stupid to realize that $WEN is absolutely a...
Yeah, so this video that we saw a second ago, to be clear, what he's explaining here is that this video right here that everybody thought was AI. No, This video was 100% him. It wasn't AI. He recorded
Here's a
this video.
of me, my face. Here's the details on the paper. Backwards. Paper and face. Cryptos.
Now, they could have used that video for two different reasons. They could have used it for two reasons. One being that when they were trying to breach Wendigoon's account, they actually utilized this video, right, to breach his account as a sort of like, verification to bypass two-step potentially. And also, so that they could do a follow-up post when people are saying that he was hacked, to be like, no, this is legit. Please give us your money.
Scam. In my head, it's like, well, WE
Here's
is
a
video of my name, and the dollar sign is just a code. It's the equivalent of a hashtag or something, but I wasn't even thinking about a crypto scam. It was very dumb of me. But yes, the video of me holding up the piece of paper and all of that was real. I actually did that thinking it was to verify my account, not thinking about it being crypto. When my wife tweeted that it was AI, that's because I was out with, like, the whole phone call happens. I'm talking to him. Once he verifies it's me, he spends a few minutes explaining that, oh, well, the reason this attack happened is because you must have logged in on an unsecured device, and then someone was able to, like, get the information from the cookie left from your login, and they were able to use that. So he was giving me advice about how to, like, avoid hacking attempts in the future, and I thanked the scammer over the phone for giving me this information, and then apologized.
Am I telling you it was hackers? Yeah, essentially. It was a little bit more than that. It was, based on what he's saying, it seems to have been a coordinated effort to trick him into providing, like, some sort of biometric data, right? Because when we're looking at this right here, when we're looking at his living face, putting up a video, right, that could be used to access his account, that this is biometrics. I'm pretty sure.
He was a scammer at the start of the call. That's how stupid I am and how, like, hook, line, and sinker he had me. So anyway, I have that phone call. I finished my recording. I go out with my family. We were going on a...
Anyways, the rest of this is kind of irrelevant. The whole point is that he fell for a phishing scam. People breached his account. A lot of people assumed that this clip right here that we just saw was AI. No, this was actually him. And he fell for the trap. Hook, line, and sinker. His account was breached. Who knows how many people were actually harmed by the Wendigoon coin? Hopefully not many. But as you can see here, this is the coordinated account. At least, the way that I'm theorizing, these people understood that this was going to happen and took advantage of the fact.